Hello again, guys. I wanted to quickly go over what I think is something we all expected, but in a sense, why this is so significant. But Super Smash Con, their Fall Fest is coming up. They have some news. On Twitter, they shared it. Thanks to GameMill-Ent and METAFY, the Nick All-Star Brawl prize pool is now $10,000. The first big NASB tournament just got more hype. We've extended Nick Reg just to celebrate. And of course, on their registration page, you can see everyone there who's entering and going to be part of it. Now, what's important to note here is that while, at the moment this was posted, Nick All-Star Brawl, I think had less than 200 entrants for that tournament. They still have just 166 from what I can see here on the page. And I guess the reason this is kind of like amazing is because the entire time we were sort of making comparisons of the support of developers compared from Smash Bros to Nick All-Stars. So we'll play a game. If you're watching this video, go ahead and tell me the last time Nintendo donated $10,000 to the prize pool of one of our grassroots tournaments, like Genesis, like Apex, maybe Evo. $10,000 to the prize pool. Let's go. Let's think.
What's wrong with you?
I don't think it did. I don't. Yeah, no, they didn't. Yep. Nope. Nintendo has never done that. And yet it took GameMill and METAFY. I guess GameMill is more of the developer. METAFY is a sponsor for the event. It took GameMill all of 4 days upon their game's release to donate a sizable prize pool for the event. So you compare 21 or 22 years of Smash tournaments and 4 days of Nick All-Stars. Now, what does this do for the tournament, right? One, it raises prestige. It's going to raise viewership. People want to see a tournament that's higher stakes. So what happens when you raise viewership for an event? You can have more eyes on your product. So developers, they're hard workers. They want their product to sell, and in a way, putting down this $10,000 is a form of advertising. It's a way to support the community as well. And it's in a sense that we're making our player base happy. We're hopefully going to sell more copies, and we're going to get more eyes in the game. Everyone wins. The community wins. They're happy with the devs. And this has been a thing that's been tried and true, not just for this game, but countless other esports where they sort of put a big prize pool. I think Brawlhalla is the biggest, best example of this. Just the amount of money the devs for Brawlhalla that they put into the game is absolutely bizarre. It was like every other week I was seeing like a 100K tournament for Brawlhalla, and I'm like, man, I'm playing the wrong game. What is going on here? It is bizarre though, because in terms of viewership versus the prize pool and things that happen, when it comes to like first time events, like the first online tournament, the first invitational, those are all like testing periods and all that. And I get that. No one knows what's going on. Everyone's kind of figuring out the game. But once the meta is established, I think right now it's kind of established. A patch just came out, but more or less getting there. This will be the first big offline tournament, which everyone who's played a game both online and offline, they know the offline sort of counts more. There's less variance. There's less problems with connection or rollback. You're there in person. This is like what really determines, like, all right, who is the head honcho? Who is the best at this game? Who's gonna win this? And the irony is that SmashCon, I believe the events are, if I recall correctly, $10 to enter. I gotta see. Configure passes. $5. Oh, it's $5 to enter Nick All-Stars Brawl. Okay, $5 for that. Now, how much is it to enter? Oh, okay, so registration's closed. So I think it was $10 to enter each event at SmashCon. So if we just run some quick numbers here, you can run Melee right now, and let me see. Melee has 275 attendees for it, and Ultimate has $772. If it is $10 an entry, that means the ultimate prize spot is $7,720. The melee prize pool is $2,2,700, and that means the Nick All-Stars prize pool dwarfs both of them combined, I believe, or it just reaches under them combined. And if it is a $5 entry for it, I mean, it pretty much is the prize pool of both of the Smash games combined. And I mean, it's just funny to think about, right? It's funny to think about because they're, you know, a relatively new comer to the platform fighting scene. I mean, they made Slap City, and Game Mill N has been around before, but this is like a really, really big game for them. I think it's the game that caught the most traction for them in terms of the competitive scene in the fighting game community. And they're already saying, we love you guys, boom, $10,000 first event. And this is just one event. You know, we still have main stage coming up. We have every other Smash National that's happening, which is now probably going to be, Nick All-Stars is probably going to be a big side event at most of those for the time being. You know, it really isn't much for these big companies to do like this, and it looks really good, and it is great advertising. And I know I said it a few times, but man, I just don't understand what was so hard for so many years for companies like Nintendo to do this. I don't get why this was such a difficult concept for them to grasp. Like, when I mean like almost every other dev does this, like I'm showing you, here is yet another one that is doing this. Yet another dev willing to contribute to a community because it's better for the greater good for both the company and the player base. Same thing that you know, Dota does with the Invitational. The same thing that Epic Games do with Fortnite, but in the range of $100 million, like just ridiculous amounts because they're way, way bigger, way more outreaching. They know good comes from putting money back into the competitive scene for a game. All right, it helps itself out. Capcom with Capcom Cup. I mean, you could name so many of these, but none of that matters. The point is, we have it now for Nick All-Stars. This game is worth playing competitively. And if you're going to SmashCon, I highly recommend you enter. It looks like it's $5 to enter, and you can still do it. And they're extending registration for it. And yeah, it's just like crazy to see that something we've asked for so long. This is what happens when devs listen. When like devs understand the plight of a community and devs understand what players really want from something, and they do it. That's just good practice, you know? I don't know how long this game is going to live or last, but all I can tell you is that during its lifespan, one thing we'll be able to look back, you know, years from now and say is that, man, Nick All-Stars, those guys were good devs, and whatever projects they do in the future, we can sign off on them because we know they're good. All right? So, yeah, I will get off my soapbox now. But let me know what you guys think about this happening and about Nickelodeon All-Stars having already a 10K pop bonus 4 days after the game's release. So I will see you guys around, and until next time, stay hungry. Later.